On this week's episode, we finally get to talk about the Kingsman.
Yeah, I know, the pop culture news. Live in front of a studio audience, we here on the last episode of 2021. Is that right? Yeah, there's only 2 days. Actually, I told the work that I'm gonna take the rest of the year off. Oh. So, yes.
This is why you gotta teach little kids, because like when they're really little, they haven't heard this joke like 17 times yet, so they think it's hilarious. And or slightly alarming when you say, "I'll see you next year." And their little minds go,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so 2021, last episode, we saw Kingsman. We saw the Ricardos. We finished some shows. And we're going to talk about all that.
Yeah. So let's just spoiler alert for the rest of the episode.
You're going to spoil?
Are we going to spoil?
I don't know. You just said you're going to spoil.
Well, it just seems like safe since we're talking about like mostly shows and not a lot of news. This week.
I guess, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well.
But we're going to spoil the movie?
Nah, let's not spoil the movie. Okay.
Okay.
So, Kingsman.
Just half spoiler alert.
Just, like, proceed with caution. We finally saw the Kingsman. And when I say finally, I mean this movie was supposed to come out, like, at the very beginning of the Panda Express.
Was it March?
Yeah.
This year.
Was it this year?
Or was this next year?
I think it was last year.
I don't know.
Honestly, it's been so long I don't even remember. But we've been waiting a very, very long time for this film. And we finally got to see it. This is part of the Kingsman universe, that trilogy. So the first one was with Colin Firth and Taron Egerton. The second one, they go to the States and it's great. And so this one is kind of a prequel, kind of an origin story for the Kingsman organization. Where did these super secret spies...
It was November 2019.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then pushed back to November. They pushed back a couple of days. Then finally February 2020. And finally December 22nd this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So long.
So, yeah.
2 years. We've been waiting.
Based on comic books by Mark Miller and Dave Gibbons, big names on comic books. People behind Kick-Ass, people behind Watchmen. They had runs, both they had runs of Marvel and DC. I think Miller worked with Spider-Man. Anyways, big authors. The books are really good, and the adaptation for the first one, as the second one, was really good. So we were really excited for this new one.
And this one, I haven't read the comic books, although they've moved towards the top of my reading list. But basically, if you like spies and gadgets and historical fiction and British people, this is definitely a franchise for you to get into, and especially this movie. It was so fun.
And like the previous ones, they had like this terrific cast. They have a lot of good people involved.
Yeah, Djimon, Hounsou, Ray Fiennes,
Gemma,
Rhys, Ifans.
Arterton, Gemma,
yes.
Gemma,
is usually how that's said.
Arterton.
Let's go to ye old
IMDb. Stanley Tucci.
Very briefly, but yeah.
Rhys, Ifans, Matthew Goode.
And a lot of Tom Hollander. Like a lot of Tom Hollander. Daniel Bruhl, who we all know is our favorite Baron.
Always a bad guy.
Yeah.
Good, always good as a bad guy.
Yes, he's very good at what he does. So a great cast and some really A+ historical fiction. This one takes place all around World War I, kind of the lead up to, and then throughout World War I.
What was the war in the beginning,
The war... Oh, that was the Boer War.
1902.
Yeah, that was the Boer War in South Africa.
Okay.
So we see a little bit of that.
Against who?
The Boers.
Oh, Boer. Oh, okay. I thought it was border wall. Yeah.
Oh, no. It was the whole, British...
Who's the Boer?
Dutch, I think.
Oh,
in South Africa.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, so it's two European powers fighting over a country that wasn't theirs.
They still call white people in South Africa Boers. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was that whole... So yeah, we start there, then we get to, like, 1914, so kind of the lead up to World War One, and a lot of really interesting people from around this time period make appearances, like Rasputin, who's basically the star of the first act, and has some of the most entertaining hand-to-hand combat you're ever going to see. Spectacular.
Again, Matrix, the fight, this is the fight.
Yes. Yeah. So we've got Rasputin, we've got Kaiser Wilhelm, we've got Tsar Alexander, we've got,
Wait, who?
Tsar Nicholas.
No, it's Nicholas,
Yeah, sorry.
I thought that Alexander was the last one.
Nope, Tsar Nicholas was the last one.
Okay.
Don't look at me getting all mixed up. Anyway, very fun. Fun costumes. As fun as it was, though, they did not shy away from how horrific this war was, and this whole tension between, like, pacifism but also protecting people from this evil is kind of a big part of the plot. So, and I feel like they handled that really well. There's, like, fun action, but also they let you know that, like, war, this is a bad war. War is bad. We don't want this to happen. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it was great. It had action. It was funny, but not crazy, stupid funny. Like stupid, unnecessary jokes like some current movies have.
Excuse me, sorry.
but it was emotional. There was a surprising death. There was like, there's no way this guy ever gonna die. He's the star of the movie. I mean, co-star of the movie. And
Yep. So
there's lead ups for a new movie. There's lead ups for a sequel, and
which I personally was hoping for. And I'll just say this: there is a mid-credit scene, and it's worth sticking around for. And they introduce a character I never thought I'd be like, yay, excited to see. But within the context of this film, like, it was exciting in that it promises great things to come.
Yeah. Oh, the kid from Kick-Ass. I forgot to mention he's on there too. He worked the same director from Kick-Ass is the director for this movie. And why I'm looking at this?
Good question.
Anyways, and I lost. Okay, what's his bucket? Oh, I saw here. He's down the list.
Yeah, the cast is huge and spectacular.
Anyways. It's good, it's fun, and the director Matthew Vaughn, he kind of I think it's the second time, there's the second time, among other times that he does this kind of movie. That Aaron, I knew it was Aaron. Couldn't remember the name, the last name. Aaron Taylor Johnson from Kick-Ass. Is in this movie, and if you watch the first one, if you remember a little bit of the first one, some of the names and last names will resonate. You're gonna say, it's like, wait, I know someone with that name.
Yes.
It's because since this is in the past, and the first one is current time, more current time. Some of the characters on the first one are descendants of the original members of the Kingsman. But I will say about the director that he shines doing this, going back and doing what you might call some movies, period time pieces. He did that on X-Men, and it was the 60s.
Yeah, First Class, right?
And also, and also it was like fiction crossing to reality. The Cuban Missile Crisis, and in this one he does the same. Which is something, if you're familiar with Assassin's Creed, it's always there and it's always fun, the new character in the case of the game, your character goes and meet, real characters.
Yeah, you interact with historical events and figures and
And it's funny because there's some stuff, they're actually reality. They're not unaltered reality, but you think it's fiction.
Yeah.
For instance, the King of England, the Kaiser in Germany, and the Tsar in Russia, they were cousins. They were all cousins. And the movie says that, like, that's creative, but there's no way.
Because specifically, they're all Queen Victoria's grandchildren, Which
she pops. Oh, she pops.
Yeah.
One quick scene in the movie.
I mean, as if that woman wasn't boss enough. And I was like, it can't be. Maybe they're talking about like second or third cousin. Nope. Just cousins.
Yeah.
Just cousins. Jeez.
Three of the most powerful men in the world. You know, it's like you divide Europe in three, and it's like one here, one here, one here, and you know, it's like I didn't know. I had no idea that was the case.
I didn't really. I knew they were like somehow related because all of the European royal families are intertwined. I did not realize how close they were.
I knew, and I believe that two would be fine because you know those families do that all the time. But all three, they were leaders at the same time,
and it worked out really well for Tom Hollander.
Yeah,
leave it at that. Yeah, so really fun movie. It was successful as I feel like it was very successful as like a spy war type movie, successful as historical fiction, successful as like a time, like a historical like period piece. Just really fun. Probably rated R. Yeah, it's gotta be rated R. But available in theaters, and highly recommend if you get the chance to see it. You should make the chance to see it.
Yeah, it's a good one. You have like lots of options this end of the year, beginning of the new year.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one. That's been expected and waited for a while, and you know, with hopes of more.
Yeah, I
comic books are great. A big, long-lasting source material for movie and TV adaptations, contrary to what Catherine Kennedy says. Right.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of good source material.
The sequels failed because they didn't have enough source material. Yeah, sure. Anyways, Kingsman. It's available everywhere. Yeah, go see it. It's fun.
Okay,
that's beautiful too.
Oh,
there's like really beautiful moments.
Yeah, there's some great locations. Just go see it. It's great. It's super fun. Okay, not the only film we watched this week. Like you said, there's a ton of good stuff coming out because we're heading into award season. We've got Golden Globes, but especially the Oscars. So a lot of stuff is getting released at this time. And one of those is Being the Ricardos?
Yeah.
Yeah, Being the Ricardos. I just wrote it down shorthand here. That was a mistake.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, Being the Ricardos. This has gotten a lot of nominations already. We watched it on... Was it HBO?
No, it's an Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's an Amazon... Yeah, okay. Watch it on Amazon. I think it deserves the nominations. It was a good movie.
Yeah, at first I didn't think Nicole Kidman could be like, no, she's like tall and pretty, and Lucy is like small and goofy, and she nailed it.
Yes.
She did it.
Because acting.
And the Lucy, I can't remember the last name.
Lucille
Lucy
Ball?
Arnaz, the daughter
of
the couple. She saw the movie and she said, first she said that, what's his bucket?
Javier Bardem.
Looks nothing like her father, but he somehow sounded like her father, and he like the way he moved, the way he danced, and the way he sang. She saw that, even though he looks nothing like her father. And about Nicole Kidman, she said there was like it's like it was her mother's soul. She really liked the portrayal on how they did the movie.
And this is a rare endorsement for biopics. I can really only think of one other situation where the family of someone portrayed in a film is like really gung-ho about it, and that was Queen Elizabeth. Actually was like really loved Helena Bonham Carter's portrayal of her mother in The King's Speech. That's the only other one I can think of. This maybe anyway. So they achieved something.
That's an easy one because, you know, you don't know. The movie doesn't show much about her. You know, it doesn't go like showing aspects of her life that nobody knew. You know, it's like
sure,
she's
but like
there, she's supportive,
but the Queen
and
liked it.
Yeah,
and made sure people knew that.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't happen very often, and so they achieved something. They accomplished something really special here.
But yeah,
So the story is told in a cool way. It starts out focusing on 1 week, but we're told through different timelines. We start with like some of the writers in the present day, or actors portraying writers in the present day, kind of reminiscing and looking back on this 1 week. So we have them looking back on the week. We have the week happening, but then we also have flashbacks to the beginning of Lucy and Desi's relationship. And so there's like jumping timelines a bit. It's not too confusing, but you do need to pay attention. And yeah, we see stuff happening on screen. We see, well, yeah, it's a movie. We see everything happening on screen. I mean, we see like they're filming. We see them working on the show. We see a lot of their relationship. We see a lot of their business savvy. It portrays a lot of different aspects of these two like kind of giants of American entertainment and television.
Yeah, the movie is directed and written by Aaron Sorkin.
Mm-hmm.
And even though one of the main moving plots of the movie is about how when the population discovered through the news that Lucille Ball was a communist, even though there's one of the main plots, the movie is pretty light-handed. It's not as heavy-handed or preachy like Sorkin usually is.
Yeah, he definitely has that potential and has done that a lot, but
not so much. He moves on TV is like unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, and this one is just I found it to be a really moving story about the Ricardos, more specifically Lucille Ball, and kind of their motivations, some of the genius behind what they did. There's also great performances from a lot. So Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem, them alone did an incredible job. We also have J.K. Simmons, who's great in everything he does. Nina Arianda, who
Tony
I
Award
recognize.
winner.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I recognize her from
Billions.
Yep. Tony Hale is in.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's really good.
And he's not like, Selena Meyer. Oh my gosh. That's her name, right?
Yeah, the character's name.
Yeah. Selena Meyer's bagman. Like he's like a producer and so yeah.
He's the executive producer of the shows. He's the man that helped. He was in the movie shows that he was with Lucille Ball back when she was on the radio, and he was the man that helped create the show, and it was there. Yeah, it was always there.
Yeah, and it manages to show like the greatness of the Ricardos, but also showing some of the darker things that they dealt with, and it did it in a way that it didn't feel like a hagiography. It didn't feel like a smear. It just presented them as just really remarkable humans, and I thought that was pretty masterfully. It does show.
It does show how they there was like this funny show, America's pastime kind of show. But it was big. It was like 60 million on a high audiences. But it shows how competent they are and how thoughtful they are when they were doing stuff. It's not just like, oh, let's throw Lucy in the bowl full of grapes and.
Yeah, we get to see Lucille Ball like making comedy decisions and like really thinking and planning out what's going to be funny. We see Desi Arnaz making really savvy business decisions, and but we also see their relationship challenges, but also how their love for each other like fueled everything. It's really, I don't know. I was really impressed.
Yeah,
I laughed, I cried. It was wonderful.
And the way the movie ends is really that's where Sorkin shines. The way it was written is she finds out about how he's cheating, but she actually knew. But then she uncovered that with him right at the end, right after he or them solved the biggest problem that was like, America's gonna hate me, I'm a communist now.
Yeah.
Once they solved that, when Edgar Hoover called Lynn live in front of the audience,
that was pretty great.
And the audience applauded her and still love her, and we're still gonna love her for many years after, and even to this day and forever. Anyways, then the tragedy comes that the relationship is over because there's this other piece of news that was in the beginning of that week popped that he was seen on a boat boat party with someone, and she's like and he said no, this is a long time ago, and she uncovers that. It was like, oh, see this, and he was like, oh, no, this is your lipstick, you used it to clean. It's like, oh, my lipstick, and about this one.
Yeah.
And it ends tragically, and it's a mix of emotions of the tragedy of the ended relationship, plus the fact that she overcame that obstacle that most the movie.
There's this like emotional high, so you're just like on a high, and it's triumphant and exciting, and then your heart breaks, and then the movie's done, and that all happens within about like 3 or 4 minutes, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good storytelling.
He might win writing this year. Who else could beat him? Tarantino is not on, so that's for sure.
I don't know. I don't remember who. Let's see, for writing, for original screenplay. I can't think of anything right now, but if he does win, I wouldn't be mad about it. He definitely deserves at least nominations. It was really well done. I don't remember who's been nominated for.
So far, Golden Globes.
Yeah.
The reference.
Excuse me. Thank you.
So this year, we have Licorice Pizza from Paul Thomas Anderson. There's always a big contender.
Oh, there's Belfast from Kenneth Branagh. Yeah.
Power of the Dog. I don't think the Power of the Dog is gonna win. It's there's nothing. It's
getting so much love from critics and awards.
Too much hype. I think it's Netflix. Because some of those nominations, if not all of them, it's all politics. It's how much money on advertisement the company that makes the money put to make, to create buzz, to create hype. Have Adam McKay, Don't Look Up. We're gonna watch this soon. This one is
I'm hearing
a
like
big
all good
contender.
things about it. Yeah.
It's being marketed as the last movie ever because,
Oh yeah, it's apocalyptic.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And of course, Aaron Sorkin. So yeah, there's some big contenders here, but
he's got a chance though, I think. Granted, we haven't seen Belfast or Don't Look Up yet, but I don't know.
Yeah, the Licorice Pizza is actually involved in controversy because the portrayal of an Asian character. No, that's not because of that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's up with the underage, but it's this Asian man married with a white woman, and they own a pizza place, something like that. It's like just like people asking for boycott. We didn't see the movie. We don't know the reason, but
okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, anything else about that?
No, it's good. You should see it.
Yes.
If you like Lucille Ball, if you like to learn more. No, not really more.
You just need to see it. It's just a really good story.
Interesting story of a crucial moment of her life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Amazon Prime, being the Ricardos. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. A couple of big TV shows wrapped up this week. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia had a short season, but boy was it packed.
Yeah, it was fun. They went to Ireland.
Yeah, the gang went to Ireland, and it was wonderful.
It's like
Charlie found his dad.
95% of the season, right? Like first episode.
Yeah, there was like 1 or 2 episodes in Philly, and then
they moved.
Yeah, they're off to Ireland. There's a lot of beef stew.
Yeah.
There's
COVID,
but somehow wasn't depressing. It was just, well done, them.
Well, Dennis had COVID, so
yeah,
people say,
he deserved
okay.
it. We found out not only Charlie met his father, we also found out that Charlie can read, but he can only read Gaelic.
Yes.
And he speaks it too. He just had no idea. We find out that Dennis is Dutch, And then, oh no, wait, he is actually Irish.
No,
this is
that's
a whole
Mac.
journey. That's Mac. Never mind. I get their names mixed up. Either way, Mac went on a journey. It was a really solid season.
It was fun. It was really fun, and they shoot on location.
Yeah.
Outside. So we see island.
Yeah.
And
Dee became a banshee at one point. We came this close to finding out the waitress's name.
They did bring the waitresses, and
Yeah.
Mac, Rob McConaughey, and Dee. Olsen, she's one of the Olsens.
Kate Olsen.
Kate, yeah. She's not those Olsen.
Yeah, not that Olsen, different Olsen.
Yeah. So they are actually married. So Charlie Day and the waitress, which I don't know the name of the actress, because who knows the name of the actress?
She's the
don't
waitress.
know the name of the character. They married too, so I guess that's a great excuse to go, hey, let's shoot an island.
Yeah.
And take the family.
Couple trip.
Yeah.
So this show, against all odds, it just keeps on delivering really good
the show
comedy, really good, really clever comedy.
The show has been renewed for at least 3 more seasons, so season 18. They beat the record for long-lasting television comedy. Yeah.
Live action, maybe. Anyway.
Television series, not animation series, because
that's obviously The Simpsons. Yeah.
Still got that one.
Yep. All right, so that was super fun, and if you get a chance, it is well worth your time. We also finished up Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, Larry was back, and his name is Larry David, and he feels, how does it go?
And he happens to enjoy
women's underwear. Yeah. To save what's bucket? Murder?
Well, that he did to save Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. To save Jeff from troubles.
Yeah.
He assumed and confessed that he was wearing some underwear that was on Jeff's car.
Anyway, but that was a few seasons ago.
What?
That wasn't this season. That was an old season.
What?
That whole women's underwear thing.
No, it was this season. No. It was this season.
I think you're wrong, but that's okay.
Well, keep talking.
Okay, I'll keep talking. Fine. So this one, Larry David is up to his usual stuff. It starts with somebody breaking into his house, and when the guy tries to escape, he falls into Larry's pool and drowns. But Larry gets in trouble because he's supposed to have a 5-foot fence around the pool, and there is no fence. And so he gets in trouble. So he's spending the whole... that kind of sets the ground for the whole season. He spends the whole season trying to get the law repealed so he can't get sued, because the guy's brother is using this as leverage to force Larry to cast his daughter in Larry's new autobiographical sitcom. And the guy's daughter is the worst actress anybody has ever seen, ever. And this girl gave a great performance as, she did a very good job acting as somebody who can't act. Anyway, it was great.
The girl is hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was so funny. There's, we also, Leon, who is trying to find another Mary Ferguson. He got tickets for himself and a Mary Ferguson to go on this huge, Asia trip. But then he breaks up with that Mary Ferguson, so he's got to find another woman with the same name to take the ticket to go with him. So he's got that whole journey going on. And anyway, there's some really good stuff. There's an encounter with a Klansman, and a lot of hijinks there. It's Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's Larry.
Woody Harrelson, Seth Rogen. Who else was in the season?
John Hamm makes a very brief appearance.
Lily Collins, right?
Yes, Lily Collins. Who are the other celebrities? I feel like... Anyway, it's just, like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it keeps delivering. Very clever writing, clever comedy, and, it's always good.
Uh-huh.
Still... looking.
Yeah, season 7, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Oh.
Okay. So, I guess was that Officer Krupke episode that we rewatched?
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. We went back after West Side Story to watch the Krupke episode.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know anything else about
I
this
completely
one.
forgot about this bit. I mean, this last time I saw it, that was the first. Huh. Okay, so yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm entire season, the entire 9 seasons are available on HBO Max.
Is it just 9 seasons?
Yes,
Oh,
no,
11.
11. Yes.
Yeah, it's 11 seasons.
That's what I say. They have 11 seasons available on HBO Max. You can watch 9, but then you can watch 2 more.
Yeah, you can. And I was joking with my brother earlier how like when I first started watching this show, it was really like I couldn't do it. It was so painful, so stressful, and then I just embraced the Schadenfreude and just embraced the karma that just goes around in the show, and it's really fun and funny. Really,
he's George. If you saw Seinfeld, any episode of Seinfeld, he's basically George.
Which I think is the truly horrifying thing about Seinfeld, that George Costanza is actually based on a real person who actually did some of those
Jerry's
things.
Based on the real person, so...
Yeah, but Jerry's not horrifying. He's a bit of a jerk sometimes, but he's not like, oh my gosh, this actually happened, whereas George is like, surely this is fictional. Nope.
I think, if I'm not wrong, the whole episode where George quits on a Friday and then goes back to work on a Monday, that was Larry David at Saturday Night Live when he was a writer. He quit
one day
Friday.
And then showed up on Monday, tried to act like nothing happened. Classic Larry.
Yeah.
Alright, so Curb Your Enthusiasm, HBO Max. Not one for the kids, but it's super fun and some high quality writing, in my opinion. Alright, anything else?
Wheel of Time. We finished Wheel of Time. It was good. It led to a lot for the next seasons. And
Rosamund Pike is amazing. She's always amazing.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah. And this, she had been for a while getting pushed into like sociopath type roles, but this brought her back to,
which is funny,
because little bit more range.
She kind of like some of the initial roles were like super funny, goofy, the girlfriend or the friend. Yeah,
the first thing I saw her in was as Jane Bennett in Pride and Prejudice, and Jane Bennett is angelic, sweet, naive, kind. Basically,
Prejudice. Which one is that one?
The one with Keira Knightley.
Oh, she's on that one. Okay.
Yeah, she's the oldest sister, and basically just like the opposite of what you see in like Gone Girl.
Or I
Care a Lot.
I Care a Lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm as masterfully as she does those roles, I'm really happy to see her in a role like this where she gets to like portray a whole range of emotions, because she is such a great actress. And everything about the show is beautiful, like spectacular shooting locations. They shot in a lot of the same places they did Game of Thrones. So it's just really beautiful, and the costumes and the plot was interesting, and they kind of wrapped up one thing but then opened up a whole other can of worms that I'm hoping we can get a few seasons out of.
I forgot she was a Bond girl.
Because really?
Yeah, she's on Die Another Day.
Wow.
Please forgot her as her. For me, the first things I remember her as those. What's it called? Not Martin Freeman. Shaun of the Dead movies.
Oh.
She's she's a girlfriend there.
Yeah, no, totally different.
She's in the
woman has
World's
range.
End, and I think Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
Johnny English.
Yeah. She's so
Anyways,
so yeah, for her alone, the show's worth watching. But for everything else, it was. There are a lot of moments where you can just sort of like insert Lord of the Rings dialogue, and it's basically the same. But that's okay, because Lord of the Rings was awesome, and so is this. So I'll allow it. Yeah,
a character suffers drastic changes at the end of the season, so we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, we will. So that's on
Amazon Prime.
Yes.
And last but not least, we also saw the end of That's it, right? I guess that's
Yeah, that's all we watched.
Yeah.
Coming up, the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett has dropped on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about that next week.
So it's Cobra Kai and it's Netflix, but Netflix, are manipulating you. They
just dropped the whole season there. Yeah.
What else?
We've got some rumors.
Righteous Gems comes.
Oh yeah, the Righteous Gemstones.
Comes next on HBO in January. Peacemaker comes in February, I think, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah. So there's a lot coming next.
Yeah. Ton of good stuff. Well, we hope it'll be good. Ton of promising stuff. There's rumors flying around that Norman Reedus of Walking Dead fame has been cast, or is maybe thinking about possibly
he said he
becoming. Wanting.
There's rumors that they are negotiating
for him to be Ghost Rider.
Yeah, and Marvel already has 2, more like 1.5. They have Nicolas Cage on 2 movies by Sony. Sony gave up the rights back to Marvel, and Disney, so they revamped the character. I mean, or used a different version of the character from the books, and put on that show Agents of Shield. So, and that will be a third one, which in the books there's actually at least 4 of them, because.
Like 4 different characters who are called Ghost Rider.
Because it's a story of a man or a boy that makes a pact with the demon Zarathos, and sells his soul to, I think the first one is to save his father. I can't remember the other ones. There's one that's about to die, and he does that. And so when the night comes, they're possessed by the spirit of vengeance of that demon, and they go hunting the
bad guys,
the sinners, having powers like the penitent eye that would like destroy people like Thanos, or bad guys that are super powerful, but once they look at that, there's no way back. But yeah,
good stuff.
So there's rumors that will happen with what's the bucket?
Norman Reedus.
He's
definitely got the vibe. So
he's Norman,
if these rumors work out,
Reedus.
I'm not mad about
he's
it.
Norman Reedus. I Norman watches.
Oh, you're funny. Oh, what a funny man I made.
Yeah. But there's some other rumors, like Sony is already, there's rumors that Sony that they already want Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield for more Spider-Man. And of course they do. The movie is making $1 billion.
So much money.
Plus.
Yeah.
There's some. Apparently the movie is not profitable yet.
What?
Yeah. Because we actually don't know how much.
Like how much they spent on it, or
it's because there's what they spent on the movie, and that's what they spent on advertising, which is like a lot.
Oh yeah.
So all that together. And besides the fact that of, let's say, $1 billion, half of that goes to the movie theater owners. The studios do not own movie theaters because of the Paramount rule in 1960, whatever. Anyways, so because of all that, the movie might not be profitable yet. There's no way to tell, but this on Netflix gonna be profitable. I'm not sure about stuff like Eternals or Shang-Chi or Black Widow, but this one, like, out of the park, it's like $1 billion worldwide.
Yeah. No, that's pretty great.
And also, there's all the rumors that said that Marvel wants Garfield and Maguire for potential future near future adaptation of Secret Wars. And last year, the Russo brothers teased that they might do it, but there's nothing confirmed. But also there's nothing denied, If you ask Kevin Feige, it's like, yes, we've been planning that for 30 years.
But if you ask Andrew Garfield, it's like, no.
Oh, yeah, it's going to deny.
No.
Yeah, strongly and vehemently. No, but yeah. It's funny because I guess it was because of the leak. But nobody never talked about Toby or, but Andrew, people would ask him, and there's like he's on tapes.
Because of that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's actually video, this footage.
Well, I didn't know there was footage.
Yeah. It's funny because the footage has no audio, and the internet experts on reading lips said that he says something about Wolfman. But there's no Wolfman on what he says in the movie, or was there? No, I don't think there was. People would remember and would talk about it.
Huh.
But talking about the rights of Ghost Rider, so Sony had the rights and gave back, so as they did for I guess it's the only one that was Fox. Anyways, Fox had the right for Fantastic Four. They gave back to Marvel, and Marvel made garbage out of it. But all that happened because back in the day, Marvel was about declare bankruptcy, and they're about to go down. So they basically sell for nothing the rights for the characters for Fox, Sony, and other studios to make the movies. Yep. Anyways, I guess.
Is that it?
I guess that's it for this week.
Okay.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next year with more.
And in the meantime, live long and prosper.
And may the force be with you.
Bye.
Bye.